Where were we? I think I was in the middle of maybe starting to draw something here. Haven't quite figured it out yet. Guess I could start with like a little circle. And then a little line attached to that circle, some kind like that. A little wavy line. Could be anything at this point. Maybe it's just some wavy lines. And that's all it is. That's all I want it to be right now. And then something like this to hold them together. Could even start a new row like this. Bring it on down like this. There. I know it's a little dark, but who cares? Unless you want me to... I could try to find another light. I'm sure I have a candle around here somewhere. My name is Storie Grubb. I like to draw. And recently I've been going through a lot of changes that have made life so much easier. I tell you that much. I gotta let my cat in. But I'm not here to really talk about all that. In a way, this is just me talking about everything and anything. And my identity, or whatever that is anymore, changes all the time with it. And I'm okay with that. Because I think I'm finding out some stuff. And it gets a lot deeper than that, but I think everybody's on their own journey, on their own path. And it's a very personal path. And I think when people shove their big noses into other people's personal paths, things can go awry. And hypocrisy starts to rear its ugly face. In all the best ways, in all the most predictable ways. And you start seeing people for who they really are. And not the ones who are just trying to find themselves, the ones who have always been a certain way, but they've never been able to show it. Until now. Until now they're all emboldened to. So, I think it's an amazing time to be alive. But it's also a tragic time. Because a lot of people are going to get hurt before it gets better. Unfortunately. And they're seeing to that. As usual, I guess. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. What's up? What's up, Stiglitz? I've been doing thumb-ups just for you. Getting them into shape. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Still working on the lighting situation. The candles up here on the moon don't burn so bright. Hi, Matthew. Hi, Maddie Band of my microbes. You drive safe now. I want to see you someday. Maybe I'll go on a world tour. A world destruction tour. With my band, the World Destructors. and we'll go up to Idaho, and we'll make friends with everybody in Idaho and show people, tell everybody that all people just aren't so bad. Even skinheads and trans people can get along. I'll go right up to the borders of their skinhead factory and I'll walk right in and I'll say, "Why can't we all just get along?" And then we'll all start crying and we'll embrace and then world peace will happen. But then the oil tycoon moguls will make sure that they start some kind of other civil war between all of us just to make sure we're all at each other's throats for no stupid reason, so just so they can get all of the resources and all of the money and everything from us until the day we die. As was planned long ago, my friends. Long ago. To pit us against each other in the stupidest ways possible. For things that we've been doing for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. That people didn't have any sort of, well, they did have ill feelings, but not in such a weird, stupid political way. I think it's the most childish thing that people allow themselves to be led by the nose by these fucking criminals. Self-proclaimed criminals, and people just eat it up. I still follow them. Not supporting the troops, but they still follow them no matter what. I support the troops more than your fucking president does. I don't want them to go to war. I want war to end so your boys don't come home and your girls and your trans soldiers and your black soldiers and your Asian soldiers. So they all come home with all of their pieces intact. Fuck war. And fuck the people who encourage it. Like your fucking leaders. All of them. They'll tell me to support the troops, they'll tell me to free Palestine, and without any irony, and knowing that your parties both support genocide on every corner of this fucking planet, including in this country. And if you don't believe me, read the history books. I'm tired of acting like there's two sides and everybody's just like a Nazi on one side and everybody's a woke whatever the hell on the other. It's just there's extremists on all sides and there's people who don't even have sides and that take advantage of you because you're on a side or you choose sides. And those are called politicians. And that's the only thing that trickles down, friends, is hate. The only thing that trickles down from us from the top. Hatred, vitriol, class warfare. And it's only Friday. And it's the craziest thing that people even argue about bathrooms. It's like fucking bathrooms are stupid. I don't even care about I avoid public restrooms I will fucking drive my ass to the ocean and piss in the ocean rather than using a public restroom. You know, that's all I've got to say about that. I just don't understand how everything can be literally bathrooms and toilet paper can be political in this stupid ass country, backwards country. All because people want to kiss boots. The boots that wouldn't help them from a burning house if they could. They would get the milk out of the fridge, but they wouldn't rescue you or your kitten. I say find the people that would and follow those people, or at least be friends with them. Keep them in your thoughts and your prayers. Oh, but honestly, I came here to do two things. Draw and chew some bubble gum. And I forgot. I forgot the bubble gum, so I should probably just draw. Anyways. I'm not here to preach about anything. Not a preacher. There is no pulpit. I don't know shit. The only thing I do know, well, I know right from wrong. And I've learned that from being, from having been a bully when I was a child, because there's such a thing as the pecking order syndrome. And I was part of that pecking order. I would take it out on, like, my young stepbrother, for example. I'd sort of bully him, be a jerk. But then I learned that that was just, here I am drawing comic books as a kid, from like the fourth grade until I was a senior, drawing about like superheroes doing cool shit and stuff. But I was a bully. I was a bully to my brother. We were also friends. We also, it wasn't like I wasn't torturing him or anything like my older brother was, but there were times when he was slow and I was fast and I took advantage of that kind of stuff. I was a jerk to him. And even though it was just like innocent sort of brother stuff, it's just, I still regret that shit. I feel like that was a bad mark on my soul. And I learned from that stuff. I mean, I've gotten a lot better. And I can identify when I'm doing that now. Or having those feelings towards people, because I get really defensive if people say or do something weird, or like, for example, if we're out driving, if you're driving with me, you're probably going to be annoyed by the end of the drive because of how much I talk about other drivers and how bad of drivers they are. Instead of just taking my own advice sometimes and being like, oh yeah, you're going to run into some, before you even hit the road, you're going to run into some jerks. You're going to run into some people that are going to tailgate you and try to run you off the road and kill you. And wait, shit. Damn, maybe I should get a gun or something. Sounds like Mad Max. No, 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 no guns. Just listen. I'm just trying to set an example here. But but yeah, I'll get a slingshot or something like that. Some spikes in my tires. Sometimes that's what life is all about. Just identifying the problems and realizing that you have the power to control how you react to it. I'm still learning that lesson. It's a hard one. But that's the thing, I think it's important to even try. And that's maybe why my thumbs are so toe-like, I guess. It's the nature of the beast. Does anybody have any coffee? If you do have, oh, 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 oh. I need better light. I'm in my little bedroom for the first time, so I'm sorry if it's dark. Maybe I can brighten it. Retouch on. I don't know what that means. Anyways, today's Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. Holy shit, that coffee came out quick and it's really, really, really hot. Scorched my mouth. It's okay, I deserved it. Here we go. Gonna add a little shadow right about there. Bring it down. I'm gonna put a little fork in it. Little fork. Just like that. Because I wanted to come down and add these little things. Like that. For some reason. Maybe something like that. And then who knows? Maybe just this right here. Do other people out there listen to music? I like I like listening to music in my car. I don't listen to music at home very much. I'm always I'm always learning and watching YouTube videos about nothing really to learn. I've been watching this series about the Beatles and stuff and how awful it was to record albums with them and stuff from the producers and the engineers' point of view, and getting all this insight into their, like, what it was like to write and record, and It's just crazy learning stuff about people that you admire, and you find out that they're kind of like super awful people sometimes. I guess everybody can be, I guess. I guess that's the point of this whole live stream. It just cracks me up too how people in this country will claim to love it because it's free, and then try to take everybody else's freedoms away. I think that's the funniest thing ever. And the day I take morality lessons from Christians is the day I take dancing lessons with the devil. I just won't do it. You'll never see me on that dance floor. On the devil's dance floor. You ever listen to Flogging Molly? They sing about it. Boopity boop boop boop. Don't forget to like and subscribe to somebody else's channel. I have enough subscribers that don't watch. I'd really appreciate it though if you didn't, because there's always just flip through and just subscribe to the next person. Just to the right or left or top or bottom, however you're watching. I don't deserve your love. And that's not what this live stream is for. This one is actually just to, what is it called? Like with expectations. Oh. Ow. Oh, that felt great. I just stretched a little bit. If you have a chance, maybe you should stretch too. It releases the spirit into the wind, if you will. It's a fancy way of saying I farted, but it was silent and deadly. My cat just fainted. Even though hers are way worse. Don't even look at me like that. She's all angry now. Okay. With art, it's about texture. And how small things connect to create bigger things. Like memories. How memories can create a life. That's why it feels like death when memories slip away and you start forgetting things. Getting there. I was having some interesting dreams last night. I think I was living in Portland again in my dreams. I miss walking around that city in the early hours of the morning. Nobody's out. And if there are people out, you can avoid them like the plague if you want. There's no point, really. What I mean is you could see them a mile away, anyways I could, even with headphones on. I was always in stealth ninja mode anywhere I went there. Eyes in the back of your head. The job that I worked at for a long time, there for about 3 years, was at a warehouse. And um, when you walk up to the place, before the gates or whatever on this side street called Raymond, Raymond, right after I think it's like 26th Street or something like that, 26th and Raymond. Um, the warehouse is right there, but there was when I first started there, it was right at the in the middle of 2021, I think. It's like June of 2021, and there was just a whole fucking drugged out tent city, fucking city there with like campers, and I would drive by at night, or once I did anyways. I was walking by driving. I was walking by with a friend, like walking her home, and it was like 9 o'clock at night or something like that, and the whole street was lit up, and people were just walking around like it was a fucking village. It was crazy. But during the day, it was just so down low, but just trash everywhere and nails. And I used to have to drive into that a lot with my Jeep, but then I sold my Jeep and I started walking, feeling the city beneath my feet again. It was the best thing ever. I do miss it a lot. But yeah, Raymond, by the time I left, pretty much the city had come and forced all those people to move, but they were there for a long time. And then they would like clean it all out, and then the next day, like one trailer would be there, one truck, and then a broken down car would be there, and then it would just start happening again. And within a week or so, it would just be exactly what it was. It was kind of remarkable in that way how fast those little places, little pop up shops, sort of thing. It's funny. Because all they were doing was dealing drugs and stuff right there. It was obvious what they were doing. But in the sea of tents, there's this huge mobile home with people just lined up outside getting stuff out of the window. And I'd be like leaving work, buying some drugs. And it's really convenient. It's where you get the good shit. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Seriously, but I know a guy if you want to know. Oh gosh. My phone just made a noise. It's moving into some kind of direction. Let's turn it upside down. Just a little happy face there. And a little ear. Who would have thought? My little head's just reaching out. Reaching out for some love. Alright, let's turn back upside down this way. See, now it gives me something to work with. Now I have a little fuzzy chin with some eyeballs in the nose and preferably some kind of snake device on the head that's telling the weather of some kind. Whether or not we asked for it or not. Usually knots, like, we knots. Knots on the sailboat. Knots, the wind is a measurement. Knots are wind measurements. telling us whether or not the weather has knots or not. Depending on how you're using it in a sentence, I suppose. Or not. Who really knows, though? I'm just making this up as I go along. Really. I think that's the important thing in life, friends. You just gotta make it up as you go along. That's what life is all about, really. In that case, it really is like a box of chocolates. Not a case, but in that box, it really is like a case of... In this situation, it's more like a case of donuts than... Oh, damn it. Chocolates than cookies. Forget it. Forget it. I keep messing it up. And I'm not trying. I'm not trying hard enough. Boom. There we go. Perfect. Absolutely beautiful. There we go. And then this little corn hopper down here can come up like that, maybe. I'll start that little line. And what'll happen is that little line will connect to something, I don't know, like this, maybe coming this way. Just like that, right? But then up here, you're going to hit some kind of cheekbone. So I'll just get a cheekbone started. And it has holes in it. That way I can connect other things to it later. You know what I mean? I'll bring that right up there. Why not? A little shadow there. Oops. And then so a little line like that just to make sure you know that there's like a Johnny depth to it. And connect that one. Why not? See? It's all starting to come together right now. Under my watchful supervision. I'm sure. My cat just moved and her little bell moved with her. She's over there embracing her little toy bell thing. Oh. She's so cute. If anybody else has cats out there, you give them a big juicy kiss from me. Right on their little silly little forehead. I love cats like I love my ninjas. Silent but deadly. I don't know why there's a silent but deadly in there. Because usually people that are silent, I feel like, are the deadliest. So it should be silent and deadly. Or silent, obviously deadly as well, or something. I don't know. It's not as catchy, maybe. Maybe that's why. Because silent people are unassuming, I guess. I'm silent, but deadly. If you have to say you're silent, you're not being silent. There we go. Now it's really starting to look like that tumor I had on my back in 1996. Had eyeballs and everything. Poor little thing. I called it Tumor Ted. Had lips and everything. Used to sing, used to yodel and everything on my back. Just sit there and yodel like the 8th chakra. Behold, I am the 8th chakra named Tumor Ted. Back then we just called it Ted the Tumor. It wasn't really so catchy. We didn't have time for all those fancy words. So we just called it Tumor Ted. Or Ted the Tumor. I forget exactly that. Bob the Builder or something like that. Yeah, just another friend on the playground. Let's see. Okay, that's looking pretty good. What are we drawing here now? What am I missing? What are we missing out on here? Let's see. What was he doing here? Okay, let me try to wrangle up some consistency here. I had to take over what this doodad's been doing all morning. So is there an ear or not? And there must be some kind of nose over here if there is. I'll just do that right now. Why not? We'll just do a nose. Maybe some kind of nostril over there, perhaps. I don't even know. Who cares, right? Then this little bugger comes down like that right there. And then an upstroke means that there's a bottom to it. Everybody knows that. All right, friends. I think we're off to a good start. Well, we're off to a good start. It's a Friday. Everybody's gonna go out and do some Friday stuff today. Don't judge me. It's too early in the morning to sing and line dance, but I'm trying to line dance and sing at the same time inside my own noggin. It's not really coming out the way I thought it would. Safe to say, nothing ever is, right? There's the hint of an ear. Just like there's a hint of art in here somewhere. Just can't quite place it. Let's do this. Little worms coming out of his head. Who knows? Why not? Oh my goodness. He's got flowers on his brain. That's for sure. I keep losing my train of thought. So maybe I should just jump on the bus. Anyways, my name's Storie Grubb. This is my club. I have a lot on my mind, but I don't know how to start, so I'm just gonna go and collect my thoughts. Try not to feel sorry for myself. So, Hope you all out there are doing the same and take care of yourselves. And don't go bootlicking like most of these fuckers are doing. Be yourself no matter what. And let others be themselves. For God's sakes. Be safe. Love you.